Hey guys, this is Chad with SheetGo. I'm going to show you guys how to install and configure our inventory management template so that you have a system to check out, check in, and track current inventory. If you haven't done so yet, install the SheetGo add-in. There's a link in the description. If you do have it installed already, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm starting with a blank sheet because this new sheet is going to create our tabs, and we don't want to do this work where we already have something going on. So let's just name this inventory master. Okay, so go to add-ons, sheet go, start. It's going to open our SheetGo add-on, our sidebar, and I'm going to mouse over our plus icon. It gives me three options. I can import data, I can export data, or I can use an existing template. So open my template gallery, inventory is one of the first ones, and I click install. So what it's going to do, it's copying our template. It's going to create two new separate spreadsheets, one for checkout, one for check-in, and then it's going to create some tabs within this spreadsheet that I'm going to walk you guys through and show you guys how to configure it. So you see it's creating the tabs below. The first place it's going to take us is our instructions. Let me click OK here. Instructions, we don't have to read them because we're lazy and we prefer to watch a YouTube video. But I just want to show you guys the schematic, how this works. So I have three separate spreadsheets. Inventory master, this is where I register my item type so that all the spreadsheets can talk to each other. And then my check-in spreadsheet is where I check items into my stock, and then checkout obviously is where I check out items. And then inventory master, what it does is it calculates the current inventory, which it sends back to checkout. So in checkout, you always have an inventory up to date. You can see on the right here, I have several connections. I'm going to show you guys what all these mean. But the first thing that we have to do in this inventory master sheet is register our items. So we left some default data here, but I'm going to delete these just so that we can work on this together. So let's pretend our business is a newsstand. So newsstand deals a million types of items. So let's say we'll give a random item number 1, 2, 3, and let's say New York Times. And I'm going to call the unit type as a unit. If you're at a factory and you're dealing with other unit types, could be feet or meters or liters or gallons or whatever it is. But in this case, it's just it's a newspaper, so we're just going to call it a unit. Let's say I also have postcards here, so random ID number, doesn't have to be a number, can be an alphanumeric, can be a word, can be alphanumeric, anything you want. Postcards, let's just also call this unit. And finally I sell books. Let's say my book item 7895 is The Alchemist. And unit type, I can call it unit, I can call it book. I'll just put book just to switch things up a bit. And so what I'm going to do is, now that I've defined all the items that I'm going to be checking out or checking into my stock, I'm going to send this item list to my checkout and my check-in. And the way I do that is by clicking on the arrow next to the connection name. So in this case, it's these two little gray arrows: item registration check-in, item registration checkout. And now if I want to open these spreadsheets to take a look at them, all I do is I click on the green icon here. So I click there, it opens my check-in, and I click here and it opens my checkout. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to check in items. So I go to check-in. Similar format, you can see an instruction tab. The green tab is what I just imported. So I imported my item registration. And the yellow check-in tab is where we put our input. So it also has dummy data. I'm going to delete this so that we can configure it with our own data. And so let's say the paper delivery boy, this morning he delivered 500 copies of the New York Times. You can see the gray fields automatically populate. I select the item type from the pull-down menu, and now the quantity. So 500. Let's say, I think our second one was postcards. So let's say that I have a ton of postcards. I have 10,000 postcards. I can't get rid of them. And then finally books, The Alchemist. Say I got 10 of those in stock. Okay, so now I have all my items on the check-in. So I go back to my inventory master. So what's going to happen? The check-in will run automatically every day at midnight. If I want, I can change this by clicking the pencil icon to do it every hour. If I want, I can do it once a week. It depends on the frequency that I'm going to receive items, really. But let's cancel there. I'm going to keep it at its default, which is daily at midnight. Yes, exit here. But what I can do to force it to run, because I don't want to wait till midnight, is I can click on this green arrow. So let's just go. I'll show you what's in check-in now. It had the old dummy default data. But when I click on this arrow, it's going to refresh with the items that I just checked in. So there you go. So now I've checked in my item, and obviously now this is it matches my current inventory because I haven't checked anything out yet. So you can see check-in, I have these items, check-out, it's all 0. So my inventory is 100%. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to checkout to see what happens there. So checkout, I already opened it above. You can also open it just by clicking the green icon here. Checkout is a similar format. The thing I do need to do though is send me my current inventory. So I have my item registration. This got imported from my inventory master. And I do need to send it my current inventory so that I can compare so I can actually see what I have available in stock for me to check out. So there you go. I refreshed that. I sent my current inventory here. And now at my checkout, I'm going to delete our dummy data here. And now I can check out items. So let's say someone came in this morning and they bought 10 copies of the New York Times. So I select my item type. I know I have 500 in inventory, and someone came in today and they bought 10. Cool. And so let's say someone else also came in and I unloaded my postcards. I found someone that I could wholesale these to, get them all off my hands. So I had 10,000 of them. Let's just say that I did a wholesale of all these for $10. And finally, The Alchemist, my book. Only one person bought a book today, but still that's good for me. I had 10 in stock and I sold 1. So now we come back to our inventory master. So our checkout is set to run also daily at midnight, but like these other connections, I can force it. And so what it's going to do, I click on this arrow, it'll overwrite what's here in checkout, and then you'll see my current inventory here get updated. So give it a second, and you can see, so I sold my 10 New York Times, but I still have 490 in stock, so I'm good there. My postcards are all out of stock, and my Alchemist, I'm still good. So let's say that we get another order here. Someone else comes in, they want to buy, well, we got to update our current inventory. Let's do that. Now we get another order here for the New York Times. Let's go to postcards actually. So postcards, give it a second to execute, and I can see that I have 0 in stock, so I really shouldn't be selling any right now. But I do have some New York Times in stock. So I'm going to sell just 1 more. And just to show you one more time how that works. So I've checked it out. I'm going to refresh this. It'll update my current inventory with a decremented 1 New York Times. So now I've sold 11, 489 left. And so now I know my current inventory of every item. I have a separate sheet to do my checkout, a separate sheet to do my check-in. I have my items registered. This is a spreadsheet now, so it's yours to play with. Like any spreadsheet, the advantages are it's yours to do what you need. So if I need to add columns here, maybe a different type of description, any sort of intelligence that you need to add, feel free to do it here. And it's yours to play with, man. So if you have questions, go ahead, leave us a comment here, or just get in touch with us via the help here. You can select the question mark in your SheetGo add-on. Thanks a lot. Check out our other templates. Check out our YouTube channel.